we are going to completely challenge everything you thought you knew about snakes. Seriously, forget the myths, forget the fears for just a minute. Because we are peeling back the scales to reveal some absolutely incredible superpowers hiding in plain sight. No, really, take a second. What's the very first thing that pops in your head? For a lot of us, right, it's probably fear, maybe danger. But you know what? That's just a tiny, tiny piece of a much more fascinating story. So let's get into it. Okay, first up, let's dive into their senses. See, snakes don't just see or hear the world the same way we do, not even close. They're experiencing a whole different layer of reality that's kind of hidden from us. And it all kicks off with that famous flicking tongue. So you know how they're always flicking their tongues out? That's not random at all. Think of it like a super high-tech data collection system. The snake is literally grabbing tiny scent particles floating in the air. Could be from predators, could be from prey, maybe even a potential mate. And it's bringing all that info inside for some serious analysis. And this right here, this is the supercomputer that does all the work. It's called a Jacobson's organ, and it processes those particles, creating this vivid 3D smell map of the world around it. And get this, the forked shape of the tongue, that actually gives them a sense of direction. It's like surround sound, but for smell. That's how they can follow a scent trail with just unbelievable precision.
All right, here's a fun one that stumps a lot of people. I mean, if you look at a snake, you won't see any ears, right? Not even little holes where they should be. So does that just mean they're deaf? No, not even close. Their solution is actually way cooler. They feel sound. A snake will just rest its jaw on the ground, and any vibrations, we're talking low-frequency stuff like the footsteps of an animal getting closer, travel right up the jawbone and straight to its inner ear. They literally hear the ground with their face. How cool is that? So, okay, they've got these incredible super senses, but honestly, their physical tools for survival, that's where things go from just interesting to, wait, that's impossible. And this quote, man, it just perfectly captures their most famous feature. You've all seen it, right? Those nature documentaries where a snake is swallowing something that looks way too big for its head. Well, it's not a trick. It's an absolute masterpiece of biological engineering. So here's how it works. Our chin is fused together, right? One solid piece. A snake's lower jaw is totally different. It's made of two separate bones that are just connected by a super flexible ligament. This lets them stretch their mouths incredibly wide, and they can literally walk each side of their jaw over their prey to swallow it whole. I mean, it's a critical adaptation when you're a predator that can't chew. And just when you think things can't get any weirder, some snakes can fly. No, I'm serious, that's not a typo. There are species, like the paradise tree snake in Southeast Asia, that can launch themselves from a super high branch, flatten out their entire body to create this sort of wing, and just glide through the air to another tree. It is absolutely breathtakingly wild to see. But you know, not all of their skills are about offense. Some snakes are just masters of deception. Take the hognose snake. When it feels threatened, it puts on this whole Oscar-worthy performance. It'll flip onto its back, go totally limp, hang its tongue out, and can even let out this really foul smell. And since most predators prefer live prey, they just see this dead snake and move on. It's brilliant, really. So we've covered some amazing senses and survival skills, but let's kind of pull the camera back for a second. The world of snakes, it's just so much more diverse and way more complex than the stereotypes would have you believe. Okay, for instance, did you know not all snakes lay eggs? A lot of them do, sure. They're what we call oviparous, laying these clutches of leathery eggs. But other species are viviparous. Snakes like boa constrictors and garter snakes actually give birth to live, wriggling baby snakes. It just goes to show you, man, you can't make any assumptions when it comes to the snake world. Here's another quick question for you. Think about it for a second. Have you ever seen a snake blink? The answer is almost certainly no, and there's a really simple reason for that. It's because they physically can't blink. They don't have eyelids. Instead, each eye is protected by this clear, fused scale called a brill. You can think of it like a built-in, permanent contact lens. And that's what gives them that famously intense, unblinking stare, even when they're fast asleep. Okay, now let's tackle the big one, the biggest misconception of all, danger. The reality is, look, there are more than 3,000 snake species on this planet, and the vast, vast majority of them completely non-venomous, totally harmless to people.
Their whole fearsome reputation is really skewed by a very small, but admittedly very famous, minority. And far from being some kind of menace, they are absolutely crucial for a healthy environment. I mean, snakes are one of nature's best forms of pest control. By preying on rodents and insects, they protect our crops and help stop the spread of diseases those little guys carry. They are, without a doubt, the unsung heroes of the ecosystem. And this might be the ultimate paradox. The very substance that makes some snakes so dangerous, their venom, is also a source of life-saving medicine for us humans. The incredibly complex proteins in that venom are being studied right now and used to develop drugs that can treat things like heart disease, high blood pressure, and so much more. It's amazing. So let's just recap for a second. Think about what we've just seen. They literally taste the air to build a 3D map of their world. They hear the ground with their face. They've got jaws that seem to defy physics. Some of them can fly through the air, and others are absolute masters of deception. What an incredible toolkit for survival, right? I mean, we've uncovered some truly astonishing abilities today. We've kind of transformed the snake from just a simple reptile into this creature of immense complexity and wonder. So maybe the next time you see one, you'll see it a little differently, which really leaves us with one final thought. If this is what we already know, just imagine what other secrets are still hiding behind those unblinking eyes. What else is the natural world just waiting to show us?